Hi family, Sanbonan. Today I am not alone. I'm here with my brother, Surprise. He's a software developer. He's been in this industry for some time. So mile but mile timbi.
No, timbi got me again.
Oh no, you've earned your stripes. I think that's
okay.
the correct the correct way to put it. But yeah, man,
that.
yeah, but yeah, man, he has done so much in the industry of software development, and I'm hoping that that's one of the things that we are going to touch and also talk about where the world is right now with the introduction of our AI. Young people need to know how to also position themselves so that they get to access some of these opportunities, whether you want to be in business or you want to access the job market. But yeah, we'll talk about all this. For now, welcome, man. Finally, we're doing this.
Thank you. It's a very nice opportunity to meet you. Getting your message from Facebook and seeing the type of things that you do. And I was like, okay, this guy does content, and it's the content that's educational. That's the one that I like to do.
Sure.
Although the content like that doesn't usually get a lot of views.
True.
But what is very important is the impact that you can have on another person.
Yeah.
You cannot do content for everyone, but there can be that selected audience that appreciate your content, even if it's 2 views.
It's
something
something
that it's impacting another person's life in terms of the information that they get is what keeps us going. So once again, I'm grateful that I met you, and we're having to have this talk.
Yeah. No, thank you so much, man, for saying that. And you are in the same industry too. You are doing education. Where I would like us to kind of start with it, what sparked that for Wena personal? I'll tell you how for me it came about, but let's start with Wena Ufiganjani, where you are like, actually, I want to share this thing that I've learned through these years where I've been, in the space of software development.
Okay, one for me, it's a matter of letting people know what I can be able to do.
Okay.
The second one, it has to do with the fact that you get more experience as you teach other people.
Sure.
And you sort of like not boxing yourself into whatever you're comfortable at doing.
Yeah.
You are challenging yourself into doing something that other people value. For instance, if I can sit with the information that I have, right?
Yeah.
I'm boxing myself from receiving questions from people, and that interaction that you have when people are asking you, okay, if I'm experiencing problem XYZ, what can be my solution? Then that introduces a challenge to me to say, okay, the problem, I was only looking at it in this perspective, right? But now I'm taking my content and I'm putting it out there in with an objective to educate other people. The people that I'm educating as well, they are also challenging me to say, there's also this problem that you didn't cover when you were busy giving us this content. So for me, it's part of I'm growing while I'm also impacting knowledge into other people as well. And it sort of like gives me that feeling of saying I'm making an impact. So that's what got me into the space where I found myself doing videos on for Facebook. And I've tried YouTube, although you have seen that my YouTube account is not doing pretty much well.
Sure.
But the fundamental the fundamentals that keeps on pushing me to do the content is the fact that they get to also challenge me, because someone will ask you a question that your client might ask you in future, and
you figure that out.
Exactly. It's like something you've said earlier when we had the conversation, to say you're positioning yourself to be able to cover the wider angles, because the question that you might get from me, someone else might ask you the same question. then if you didn't have an answer to that before, or you were not prepared,
Yeah.
you won't be able to answer that, and other people might treat it as if you are not ready. Right.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I like that, man. One, when we teach, spoons are more. Like,
Exactly.
true.
Yeah.
Because it's the thing that's cool, mama, for you, it's like software tech. Some of the things you've done them for Scatless Seeds, and you think it should be an obvious thing for some people, but someone can ask, who's Iman, how do you do this? And then you have to be like, so this person doesn't really know this. And then you talk about it, and then they ask another question. You start to realize that there's so many things now that you didn't know. But also, you also get to, teach. And the more you do, it helps you start to look at things different, even the things that you have been doing. So I like that. Now, the next question on that, just to follow up, is what is the one thing that people asked based on the content that you have been sharing that challenged you to learn something I did before?
Okay.
Do you have something like that?
I'm trying to remember if I had an incident like that, but usually the type of questions that I get asked is it's something which, there are certain things that you ignore because you think they are not important.
Yes.
Some of the things you ignore because you think they are easy, or you think the solution is obvious.
It's obvious.
Yeah. So the type of questions that I usually get are some things that I knew there's a possibility that it exists, but I thought that the solution is obvious. Then I ignored it. Right. Then when the person asked me that question, then I'm trying to think of the answer, if it's a straightforward answer.
Okay.
But during that thought process, that's where I'll realize to say, shucks, this is a huge problem.
It is.
This is not as obvious as I thought it should be.
Yeah.
Right. Then that sort of like gives me a challenge to say, okay, let me go back and do my research, do consultations with the other people that I work with in the industry. How did they solve a particular problem? Then from their perspective, they start to dig deeper. They give you the granular information as to what's the right approach to solve this problem. And that sort of like expands my initial thought to say this was easy, to be like, okay, this is not as obvious as I thought it is. But I do get questions like that. I can't think of one specifically to say I can pinpoint on this, but I know that most of the things that I know now, it's either they're from my clients asking me, if this happens, what are we going to do? All right. And I think one of the fundamental problems that have to do with that is when you're doing software, it's this software wants you to be online to use it, right? What happens if the person suddenly loses internet? Mind you, you didn't think about that because you were developing the system in an environment where the internet is stable, right? For you, it was obvious because everything was running well.
You assume it's running the internet.
Exactly. But you're sort of like saying, oh, shucks, it's not supposed to ignore this. It's not as trivial as I was thinking. So I have to go deeper and sort of like explore different solutions of how can I accommodate people that have slow internet speed. Because when you're developing a solution, you're doing it for different people that are exposed to different environments. And some of them don't have the same resources that you have when you're developing that solution. So those type of questions, interactions that comes from either clients or the students, when I'm busy giving them the information, they trigger things like that.
I like that, because that's one of the things that hit me, even myself as a content creator. There are information that I wouldn't address because in my mind I'm like, these people
It's
already
easy.
know this.
Exactly.
But I've learned that that's where the gold is. That's where the money is.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes addressing the obvious,
Mhm.
it's where the money is.
Exactly.
When for an example, if I were to create, maybe let's say 2 years back, if I were to create content teaching people how to start investing, I would assume that everyone knows how to install the app. My role now is to let's look at the functionalities. Where do you go from here? That's not the case. People still struggle with verifications. People struggle with where do I get the app? Mind you, me and you, we think, Play Store
It's
is fine.
obvious. It's obvious.
No. So it starts there. I can tell you this. Most of my videos that has done so much, that has done well, it's the obvious videos. It's the videos where I'm addressing a thing that I thought it was obvious, how to install Easy Equity app from the Play Store. Just imagine. That's the videos, that's the type of videos that has
A lot of engagement. People are interested on.
And as creators, that's how we should think. We should be able to oversimplify things in a way that we try as much as possible to understand the questions on the ground and how to address those questions. So yeah, man. Maybe move. You want to say something?
No, I like the part where you mentioned something that the simplification of things. Lately, I think it took me my entire life up to this day to be able to understand that everything that you are doing, try to simplify it as possible as you can. The moment you simplify something is the moment you allow other people to be able to take it, grasp it,
Yes.
and be able to use it.
Yes.
It's very easy to have something that is technical, right? And something which is wow. When people look at it, they are like, wow,
Yes.
this is a good thing. This is a good thing to have. This is innovative.
Yeah.
But it's not simple enough for people to be able to adopt it. Right. There are a lot of innovations that are out there.
Complexity is a barrier as well.
Exactly. There are a lot of innovations that are out there that are not in the hands of people. Why? They are not simple. Two, they are not accessible. I remember I tried to learn how to edit my videos, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of softwares that are out there, people that were using. When I open the software, I look into it. Mind you, I'm a software developer. Most of the things I'm familiar with.
Yes.
But it's gonna take me about a week to be able to understand what the person was doing on the tutorial.
Yeah.
Right. The software is innovative. It's doing groundbreaking work, right? But the simplification is not there, right? We just want something that's going to resonate with us.
It's the same. With that. Sorry to disturb you. It's the same thing that I saw with fintech. A lot of tools that are available. You'll find that what a lot of clients would struggle with. Okay, if I have this challenge, what are the steps that I need to take to make sure that this thing is a challenge? So with that, I really relate because complexity is one of the things that exist in tech. A lot of people trying to do so much, but forget that at the end of the day, a user must be able to navigate whatever this thing that you have designed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think, as we've just mentioned, even with the content that we're doing, things should be simplified. Try to solve the things that you think are obvious, because whatever is obvious to you might be foreign to another person.
Yeah.
And that will sort of like give them the introduction. I think what happens with the content, what happens within the content space that we're not doing. It's doing what I may call an engagement journey. Okay. Where you are trying to get someone who is not interested in the topics that you are covering, that you're teaching about, into being super interested and vested on the content. Mm-hmm. Why do I say that? It's because what we do as content creators, right, and on my side, is that I'm going to do research. Yes. And I'm going to find information that is not out there, that is not a general public knowledge. Yes. Right? Then I will try to take that content and put it out there, thinking that someone might be interested in this. But mind you, they might need that information. You've done research regarding that information because you know it's important, right? But how do you get someone to have the same feeling of importance that you have, for them to say, this is a solution to a certain problem I might be interested in solving, right? And I think that starts with try to solve a particular problem that is simple, which is close to that person. Then that person will be hooked from that information that you gave them.
It adds value.
Exactly. And they will say, okay, I want to know more. I want to know more. I want to know more. From I want to know more, they will find themselves having learned from the content that you giving them, and you impacting their knowledge value. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I saw that you also, which was interesting, you teach tech in like Swati language.
Yeah.
That was very interesting. How did that came about, and how challenging is it for you to do it like that? Because it's a very interesting.
No, I think one of the things has to do with the fact that most of the people that follow me on social media, they speak Swati, right? Mm-hmm. And that also takes us to the simplification process, to say, you might think everyone understands English the way that you do.
Yeah.
You might think because people have degrees, they know how to speak English, they're comfortable with it, they will be able to understand each and every word that you use, and you find out that's not true. That's not true, because I got a message from one of the people that consumes my content, a teacher by profession.
Okay.
And they said to me, we don't understand some of the terms that you're using on your videos. Why don't you use Siswati? And I was like, okay, because Siswati, it contains most of my, it's the language that is used by most of the people that follow me.
Yeah.
Let me sort of like give them a variation, a differentiator, because most of the content that is out there, it's in English. Yes, it's in English. So if ngitobana le content ngifake isiswati, yabo, kutoyenda lokho ukuthi silimit skipper in the complexity that you talked about.
Yeah.
Then skipper le barrier for them to be able to understand.
Yes.
And actually the content le inginiketa engagement learning that content in English.
Okay.
And logo kungaba into yokuthi we find in South Africa there are few people that are interested in learning about technology, not because they don't want to.
Okay.
It's because of that barrier, the language barrier. English is not their home language.
Okay.
They understand.
Okay.
So mina ngabe ngikhona kukhuluma amagama lamaningi English, maybe ngenxa yale content exposed kuyo kakhulu ukuthi I always read books, I always does this. So those words, they don't need me to even open a dictionary to understand them, right?
So you know, we'll say a challenge I mean up with that. It's a beautiful thing. It's a very, it's something that I appreciate. I wish most of our tutorials that are available there were contextualized to that level. A challenge I mean is what happens now, because I know your community will grow. You do thousands of followers. I know that, right? The content that you are doing is very relevant. I said this to you. I wish technology will speed singakhula in terms of sifike to a level where even things like Siswati can easily be translated. We have now Brazilian's language can be translated. Umuntu angakhulumela nge-language yakhe from Brazil, and that can easily be translated with your YouTube features and captions. But Siswati, we don't have that. I wish, because as your community grows, you'll have more than people who speak Siswati, right? So, good, right? You speak your language, Siswati, but also have those features within these social media platforms that can enable you to translate this to a universal language, which is English. Even for someone who speaks Siswati, Sesotho, Afrikaans, can still grasp it. I like that. I want us to be authentic as creators. I want us, especially African content creators, we should be able to speak our language. If I'm Sotho, I speak my language, post that on YouTube, and then use those features as translation, so that my people can still get the most from this. I feel like that's what's missing now.
And the foundation is there. The foundation is there. There are a lot of translation tools, né?
Yeah.
But then what can make you not be aware of those tools being there, or other tech companies being slow to adopt and implement those functionalities within those their platforms? One, I think, is collaboration. There are very less tech companies or people that are trying to position themselves in a space of solving such problems. And that takes us back to where we are talking about solving the obvious. Translation has been something which has been there for quite some time. And we have people that go to be to school to learn how to be professional translators, right? And you will find within our African domain, I'm going to say that within our African domain, people don't want to focus on the obvious problems, such as translation and all of that, right? And I think that has to do with one, it doesn't make business sense for them. If they are going to build a technological tool that is going to work on translation, how they are going to monetize it, right? So what they do is that they look at the first obvious solution that they can easily monetize. And that's where we get to lose the focus on doing something which is impactful socially. Right, such as translation, right? Because translation is going to impact communication. It's not easy to be able to monetize that at a get-go. But I'm telling you that once you are an expert in solving the translation problem, that's where you open doors for partnership with foreign companies that don't have the domain aspect of translating from one language into another. So I think with us, the translation tools that are there, probably there are certain open source translation tools that needs us as Siswati speaking people to be involved in them, to improve them. When we improve them, they can be able to be adopted into the current existing softwares, right? You will find out other countries, their tools, they mature early and they are being adopted early. Then us Africans and South Africans, we are the last ones to adopt that. It has to do with the level of involvement into those open source projects, because you're doing something and you're not getting paid for and you're not getting recognized for, then we see it as if it's something that doesn't have value for us to participate in.
Recently there was speaking of that, recently there was I forgot his name, but he spoke out on even the issue of TikTok not, paying African creators. And I don't know where all this is coming from, but there's so much issues within the creator economy that affect creators, even the users, because when I cannot speak my own language in a way that it can be translated so that even someone longakhulumi the language that I speak can still hear me. If I create content and then I build that popularity of that platform in the ecosystem as South Africa, then I'm not paying for that. Those are real issues. Those are real issues. So I don't know what can be done to fix that. I like that now you are also saying there's open source projects that can help us, even Nazi, as creators, to participate, train these machines on this is what the language, this is the language, what does this mean, and maybe it's to figure out, but right now things are bad. Things are very, very, very bad, man. But you spoke about also that you are constantly focused on Facebook right now. At the moment, and as Ms. Kuluma offline as well, that you are getting a lot of clients from Facebook. What is it about
now
Facebook?
you're revealing my secrets.
Hey man, hey. What is it about Facebook for you that makes it easy for you as a creator to sort of focus on you instead of diversifying and doing other platforms?
No, I do have a YouTube account.
Okay.
I do have a TikTok account. And I have an Instagram. I've recently, I think 3 days ago, opened Instagram. Then I have Facebook. One with Facebook, I think it has to do with how we connect with people, the way the algorithm allows us to network with people, right? So, Facebook will suggest you to add friends, the people that you might know, and people that might know you. And you'll find out, you will see some of those people I've previously worked with, or I went to school with. And then when I post my content, first, before they get interested into what I'm saying, they're going to be interested in saying, oh, this is Surprise, this guy. What is he saying? All right. So on that level, I already have the authority on the mind of those people. They already know me personally. They already know what I'm doing. They already know what kind of a person I am. All right. Then they are able to engage with that content because there's that authority within their mind. So they are
I like that.
Exactly. So they are able to come to me with projects and say, I have a client that wants someone to solve XYZ for them. They come to me already, they trust me, because they know me, they have been seeing me around, right? So with YouTube, you're gonna take your content, you're gonna put it out there. Who's going to see it?
You're building from scratch.
Exactly. There's no connection of friends on YouTube. You understand? So for you to be able to get viewers on YouTube, it should be built on the fact that you already have a network or a connection of friends on another platform. Maybe it's your email list or it's your Facebook and all of that, right? Same happens with TikTok, but TikTok people can follow you, right? But from TikTok, you're gonna be followed by people that don't know you personally, right? They just seen your content, they like your content, they're following you to get more. Right, and it's mostly cold from TikTok. TikTok is different, ne? My client lamaning from TikTok. Say asuke angangadi as much as from Facebook. And with TikTok, you find out there's an extra work that you need to do in order for your clients to gain trust. kuwe. One, it has to do with how are you executing the job,
Yes.
and are you doing it in a professional way, and from there, are you attending the meetings for reports and stuff? Because if someone finds you on social media, I'm
Yes.
telling you, social media is good
Mhm.
to build you, and it's good to break you, right?
Okay.
Because people find you on social media when they are experiencing issues with you, they're gonna take them and put them on social media, right?
Ooh.
Yes, and that sort of like gives you the bad public
Yeah.
image. So I think whenever you're dealing with people from the fact that you do not know them, you also have that opportunity of planting a certain image about yourself in their mind. The professionalism needs to be there. After you've done the first project with them,
The trust is there.
exactly, they're going to be like your Facebook friends. Then whenever you'll find out that it's now easier to work with them, because when you have issues, you're going to be transparent. I'm not saying you can't be transparent if you haven't done, but when it's the first time interacting,
You have to make that impression.
exactly, first impressions last. You cannot have a lot of issues while you've just started working with them.
So as a software developer,
Mhm.
you are coming from a background of creating
Accounting,
accounting.
Yeah.
Yes, and then you got into
the tech.
what was that shift?
No, for me, it's very interesting to say. For me, when I was doing accounting at school, one, it was a matter of one, I didn't know that there was an opportunity where I can be able to develop softwares.
Okay.
Because of where I come from, we didn't have constant internet access. But when I got to varsity, I found I get an access to a computer. Then there's also an access to internet 24/7.
Yes.
Then that sort of like exposed me to the world of YouTube, where I saw people doing some things right. And another thing has to do with accounting. It's rules based. Okay, they don't want us to say it's rule based. They want us to say it's principles based.
Yes.
Right. Accounting is principles based, right? And there's no way where you can do something in accounting, then it's gonna come back to your name to say Sibusiso is the one that has done this innovative method of accounting. So there is no way of building a name for yourself within accounting. So for me, it was like, okay, I know I do like accounting, and I also want to build a name for myself. I want that innovation part.
Like you've created this product.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's created by surprise.
Yeah.
So what I did was to learn the coding things, softwares and stuff. My first project was for my lecture. I did a lecture. I did a website for our lecturer who was teaching us law. He had a law firm. Then I had posters. Then I had them at vets. Right. Then I think he saw it and he reached out to me and he said he wants me to do a website for him. It was my first project.
How much did that project take? Did you even charge?
No, I did charge, but it was not my current rate because remember I was a student. Number one, and number two, I didn't know the market rates.
You were just excited.
I was so excited to say I did posters, and the design was so bad. I did posters and I had them at the school, and sometimes they would take off the posters, right? But fortunately enough, he saw the poster before they even took it out. Right. So for me, that was my first project. The pressure was there because one, I knew this person was my lecturer, right? And if I'm going to have issues with him, I might be closing myself from opportunities that are out there, right? But that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to challenge myself to try and do this. I have gained a lot of knowledge because I was doing a background research, reading a lot of books, and trying to find out the different tools that are being used by developers to write the softwares and stuff. Then I picked the tools that I'm comfortable with at that time. And then I did the website for them, and I sent it to them. They sent it to their team for a review. They come back with the changes and all of that. Then I sort of like saying, oh, this is how usually people work, because that was my first work experience as well, where I sort of like see that people work in a back and forth way. You do something, they review, bring it back, then you do those changes until it suits them to say, okay, this is a final approved product that you have given unto us. Right. But from there, seeing myself being able to do that and also doing accounting, I also saw an opportunity to say it's a very rare combination where you get someone who has done accounting and someone who has done tech to sort of like bring that technological innovation into accounting, right? Hence, that's why now we have Chain Book Intelligence, the accounting AI system that we have. It's built on my background of accounting years. I know the IFRS principles, I know the IAS standards, exactly, and that combination is usually rare because you'll find out someone is a software developer and someone is an accountant. Then there's going to be that interaction between the two of them, right? And there's going to be miscommunication because someone doesn't understand at the granular level of what it entails to do financial reports, what it entails to do this, what are the principles that governs A, B, and C, and D. There's that innovation, having Chain Book now, it's what made me to choose the tech. But it wasn't easy, and it wasn't an idea that I had in mind, because the moment, the time I started to be to like technology, it wasn't the moment where AI was introduced. But I always had it within me to say what I want to bring innovation within the accounting space, right? And to bring it in a manner that is different from how these other tools have done it. That's what a lot of our clients say now when we show them Chain Book. They will say, this is too different from what other software companies have done, and it simplified things.
I like that you started. I've done accounting as well, so I can relate well with what you are saying. The accounting space is governed by a lot of principles.
Exactly.
Principles that sometimes doesn't really allow us the flexibility to do things creatively.
They don't want creative.
We are working with principles. So you either follow the principles or you choose another stream. But before we get into also, Chain Book, I've been following your journey and seeing how you are innovating within that space. But I want us to go back a little bit to that project that you have done for the first time. Was that a validating moment to kind of pivot, or it was like, this will always be a side thing, like this software development? When was that moment where you were like, I need the pivot to go into tech?
All right. I think for me, it was the reason I wanted to do accounting. I wanted to do accounting since from grade 7. All right. Then, in terms of the finances, the ability to get into university, and my marks were good to be accepted into the accounting space. Right. And also the sponsor was there. Right. But for me, when you get into varsity, that's when people start to talk about the job market, how South Africa now is faced with a high rate of unemployment and all of that, right? And I was thinking, man, I'm putting myself into this, but this is my only solution or means of income. If this doesn't work, I'm finished. Then I was creating a safety net for myself to say, okay, I'm going to go with this.
Okay.
I'm going to put my all into accounting, right?
Okay.
But at the end of the day, if one thing goes wrong, I need to have something that I can be able to fall back into. And I found out that the tech space is flexible in terms of the accessibility.
Okay.
The barriers to entry are not as much. You're only limited by your creativity and your ability to solve technical problems, right? Which is something that I am good at, the technical part of things, right? Then from there, I did whatever I did with accounting, and I got the fruits of my tech information before I got the fruits of my accounting information. Understand? Because I got the project while I was at school. There was no any accounting job that I was getting while I was at school. So it was able to get me money for me to be able to cover up some of my needs that my sponsors provision was not covering for, right? Yeah, that sort of like made me to say, okay, although there is this accounting part, yes, there's also light within the tech part. So I'm just going to just take them both, go with them, even though I will get an opportunity to be able to work for an accounting firm to do something. I'm also going to stick with tech because when you're an accounting person, you think about returns.
True.
You think about returns, there's a possibility
Otherwise,
exactly, you're going to get much more returns when you're working for yourself. And when you get big projects rather than when you're working for someone else. So for me, I never looked at it as to say it's a side hustle. It's something that I knew part of
future
my
growth.
Exactly, it's something that I need to pivot into.
Yeah. So, looking at Namuhlane, where you are today, do you see yourself going back into accounting, or this was a permanent pivot into tech? No more roles in accounting. What's happening there?
Okay, I think for me, I can say I like a challenge.
Okay.
I like a challenge a lot. For instance, I have the innovative solutions within accounting, right? I would love to see my innovations breathing life into the accounting space. So for me to be able to do that, it means that if I get an opportunity to go into accounting, I can go there and bring my tools and spread them within the accounting.
So the tech and accounting will always coexist.
They will coexist because one, you remember when you're dealing with accounting, it's financial data management first. Right, you need the ability to collect data, financial data from different sources, right? And to be able to process that data before you even present whatever financial results you're going to be presenting, right? That allows us to be able to say we have these innovative tech solutions that can help you to reliably process the data, collect that data, and do it. So for me, the opportunity to work into the accounting space, it will be the opportunity to innovate the accounting space because now we have different tools, AI and all of those kind of things, and most of the accounting professionals, they don't have the in-depth knowledge of what is going on behind the scenes. Then those tools being brought into the accounting ecosystem will allow them to be able to embrace AI because a lot of them are scared to say AI is going to take their job. But the innovative tools that we bring into them, it's saying, no, AI is not here to take your jobs, but AI is here to help you to make your job easier and to make your whatever it is that you're doing to be more reliable, less errors, more of a guided decision making process. I remember last week I had a presentation with one of the clients. Then what happened during that presentation was when I was showing them how the AI interacts with an accountant in order to help them to make decisions. They were super excited because it was like having someone to supervise you on the side to say, be on the lookout for this, be on the lookout for that. So working on an accounting space, it will be me taking my innovative tools, bringing them into that company to help them to pivot within the 4IR space and helping them with accounting.
Oof. AI is not here to take your job,
Exactly.
but to work alongside the work that work alongside with whatever it is that you're doing. If you're a content creator, if you are in finance, you can find how it can support you with that critical thinking. And you also mentioned that it helps you in terms of reduce some errors, because also as human beings we can make a lot of errors. We are going to talk a lot about AI, which I think a lot of people will be excited to explore and understand in an oversimplified manner for people, so that people can understand how can I use this thing in the work that I do. But I think we are okay with this as our part one, so that we don't stretch it. Is there anything that you'd like to maybe add before we close this part one, and maybe let people know what else they can expect from other, because hey, we are going to have a lot of content. But yeah, man, from me on my end, I think let me leave it to you.
No, I think it's very interesting to have these engagements, and they are going to be beneficial to a lot of people. Our objective is to impact knowledge, what we know, and we know whatever it is that we know. It doesn't mean that it's the only thing that it is to get. There are other people that know something even way more better than you do, right? But having that point of reference to say, if you want to get information about what is happening within the education space, the technological space, AI, looking at it in a way where you can also be able to learn. This is what we will be focusing on in the next upcoming episodes. We don't want to commit as much now to say we'll be releasing an episode each and every week and all of that. But what you need to do is to just subscribe, put in that notification bell to ensure that when we do have a video, or we have other people that we engage with, we get that information. And we always have our social platforms open for people to be able to ask questions.
So Blessing Amnesty,
exactly,
Blessing for Rain,
exactly. You can get his social handles.
We'll just put them here. We'll just put them here as well.
So the screen, be able to see them. Yes, you can follow us, pop us a DM and all of that. If you want to do consultations, he's available for consultations. I'm available for consultations as well. There are fees that have to do with that. But either way, we're not here to promote our services. We're here to promote the information that we want you guys to have, that we think is going to build the South Africa that is going to be operating in the next 10 to 20 years.
No, from us, my guy, thank you so much for doing this with me. It's more content going forward, and man, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for checking in with us. Bye.